Hi folks, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to create a dark ambient drone based on noise. So if you're into sound design, you want to create your own sound effects, or you simply love ambient music, sit back, relax and enjoy. And the best of it is that I create the whole thing in only one instance of Vital. Why? Because Vital is not only a very good virtual synthesizer, no, it's also free. So it's very easy for you to follow along if you want. Although you can recreate everything I do here in any other better synthesizer. Because the whole process is actually very simple and beginner friendly. So without further ado, let's start. The first step is to trigger Vital with an ongoing tone. I've created a loop of about 2 minutes length, and in that loop is only one note. As you can see here, I've decided for a C sharp, a very deep C sharp, and it's just one long note that goes on for the whole 2 minutes. And in Vital we load the initialize preset, the default preset, and I also switch off the oscillators because I want to start with the white noise here. White noise is totally okay and it sounds like this. Not very nice, but you know, that's just the beginning. I also want the loop to go back and forth, so this setting is the right one. There's already a pulse going on when the direction changes, but still it's not really cool. So I send this white noise into a filter 1, and let's go for 24 dB. Reduce the resonance and just experiment a little bit with the sound. Make it dark. And also add some resonance. And guys, I don't want to make too many cuts in this video so that you can see the whole process. Now let me animate that movement I did here manually with an LFO1, but I want to use an sine curve, and it should be really long, like 8 bars. Also, yeah, the tempo of the track is set to 90 BPM, so it's relatively slow but not too slow. So let's connect that and see. I already saved my preset here just to make sure I don't forget it later. And I want to add a pulsing sound, a deep pulsing sound, like with a triangle. I don't know, maybe we go with a saw wave. Oh, it's nicely wobbling. And I also send it to the same filter. Okay. But now I want to turn the oscillator 1 into a pulsing sound that goes on and off. And the best way to do it is to animate the level. You know, something like that. And to make it really interesting, I choose another LFO2, and I set it to square, because a square wave is you can also say it's a pulse wave. You can see clearly that it's only on or off and nothing in between. So every time you need to switch a signal on or off, no matter what, you can use a simple square wave in an LFO to do that. But this one is a little bit boring for me, so I start drawing my own pulse. I think something like that. So it has two on signals in a strange order. Now I connect that with my level of oscillator 1. And I experimented with the frequency to make it a little bit slower. And I like the triangle wave even more. And I think it's the right time to bring in a delay. I go for stereo. A little bit slower and maybe an 8th dotted note. Okay, now I need a randomizer to trigger the pitch of my oscillator 2, which I've set to a saw wave. So I want to have some random notes that appear every now and then, but they should follow a certain scale, and I set up the scale here with these transpose snap, okay? And I'm going for, let's say, a minor pentatonic. And now the randomizer, I set the randomizer to sample and hold and make it really slow. I think maybe I go 1.5 bars or something like that, and move it to the pitch. And I also send the oscillator 2 to filter 1, like all the other stuff. So I tweaked it a little bit, and yeah, let's listen how it turns out so far. Yeah, we can go freely with the time. Now we need another LFO, I think. Again, a sine curve. And this time I connect it with the panorama of oscillator 2, just to have more movement. And I set it to bipolar. So you see me tweaking this and that and back and forth, and that's very normal because when you create such an ambient sound, it's often like a snapshot of the moment. So don't worry if you try to recreate my sound here and it doesn't turn out quite right. It's okay. Just follow your own taste and enjoy the process. Also, if you enjoyed this video so far, I'm not ready yet, hit all the buttons, okay? Hit all the buttons, do whatever you can to support the channel. I still have one oscillator left, so that's perfect. Let me load a wavetable here and animate the wavetable. I don't know, let's go for this one. Oh, that's nice. This time I choose a triangle LFO because it had some spikes like the corners here. It's not so soft. And I set it to bipolar, so it goes from the middle to both directions. That's slower. And I sent this one to filter 2 this time. Another randomizer maybe. Oh yeah, I think this works. I like it so far, but I want to experiment with the effects section a little bit more. The first idea is always, after you use a delay, to also use a reverb. But yeah, that's what everybody does, and there's nothing wrong about it, of course. But let us try different things, okay? My idea is to play with the flanger and see what we can do. I cranked it up to make it really obvious, the effect, and then I try to turn it down to see if it can add something to the sound, and at the same time it's not so obviously a flanger effect. So let's start. You hear that? Whoa, whoa. Whew, whew. It's just one ongoing note that's ever evolving, and because of all the randomizers you never know what's happening, and I really like it. But the final test still needs to be done. And you also need to give me some input. I always love to read your comments. But now let me try to play this sound on a keyboard using a different tonality. Like for example, this was in C sharp, do you remember? Now I play something in E. And I hope you enjoy it. Okay, have fun.